Hey guys, I'm back, and I've got something that's gonna make your head spin. All these lies, they run deep. In light of the recent excerpts that had been released for Tom Bower's book Revenge, there have been some revelations, which has now opened Pandora's box. Let me first summarize what Meghan's PR and Meghan have told the public over the last 5 years about her relationship with Harry. According to Meghan, the couple met on a blind date allegedly in July of 2016. Unlike their third date, Harry swept her away to Botswana in that same year. It was then leaked to the world around October 31st that they were officially dating. Now, fast forward to the following year, around the time of Meghan's birthday, Harry takes her again to Botswana for her birthday in 2017. Then in September, the issue of Vanity Fair dropped on September 6, 2017. Then finally, at the end of November, the announcement of the engagement. This was the original article that was published from Vanity Fair, dated September 6, 2017. The beginning of the article reads, Meghan Markle was going to London. She had a week's hiatus before returning to Toronto to film the 100th episode of Suits, a surprise hit series on USA Network, now in the 7th season. On a rainy afternoon in June, Markle came to her front door and welcomed me into her home on a quiet, tree-lined street in Toronto.
Well, it was a very wet, rainy June day in the afternoon, and I went to her home. It was a private home in a tree-lined street in Toronto.
This is the writer Sam Kashner that was mentioned in the Vanity Fair excerpt that was released for Tom Bower's book Revenge. According to what was written, it states living with Harry had already transformed her life. The feature could even prompt Harry to announce their engagement. Let me repeat that. The feature could even prompt Harry to announce their engagement. Delayed, according to Harry, until the Queen's formal approval on her return from Balmoral in the autumn. Tom Bower goes into then discussing the proposal at Nottingham Cottage. We now have to put the details around the proposal at Nottingham Cottage in question, and here is why. So the story is consistent between the interview on BBC and Tom Bower's book. However, there's a contradiction in the Finding Freedom book. Although there is a chapter that talks about this proposal in Nottingham Cottage, the photo that Meghan gave to put in the book tells a different story. Here it says that Harry proposed in Botswana. Oh, and a side note, I don't believe that that's Meghan in the actual picture. It's impossible to think that she knew how to tag the elephant. I believe you have to be specialized in order to handle an animal like that. But putting that aside, we have to focus on the actual proposal. So now we have in question the actual events. Did it happen in Botswana? Did it happen at Nottingham Cottage? Did it happen in June? Or perhaps did it happen before? What is evidently clear to me after reading Tom Bower's excerpt is that Meghan manipulated the situation to lock in this engagement. As you know, Harry did not have the approval of the Queen yet, and I'm sure Meghan did not want the chance of the family saying no. By putting it out there, she had strongholded them in case they did say no for other reasons, she would cry racism. As we know, the media backlash would be a disaster for the royal family. A big portion of this mess has to fall on Harry's shoulders. He made his bed and now he's lying in it, and we shouldn't feel sorry for either of them because what they have brought on themselves is a result of their behavior and their actions. Harry was very disrespectful in this manner. For one, he proposed to Meghan before he even asked her father for permission, and two, he didn't even consult his grandmother, at which she could have gave him some wise advice or some information about what this trash is doing. I'm not saying that it would have changed anything. However, the taxpayers probably wouldn't have sunk in 30-something million for her spectacle wedding, and it probably could have been delayed to give Harry some time to realize that she had been lying to him this whole time. As you can see, guys, this runs really deep, and I know, well, actually, I've identified more lies and inconsistencies between the book that Meghan wrote, Finding Freedom, and Tom Bower's story, as well as what the media has been telling us. Now we have to go back in time and take a look at everything that has been put out there and now triangulate the information to sort out what's real and what's not. Obviously, we've been told a bunch of lies, and at this point, nothing that Meghan says is credible because she's proved herself to be a liar. So now we have to go back, and now we have to review everything that has been put out there. I believe that the reason why the royal family hasn't taken a more direct approach by stripping their titles is because Meghan has something on the family and could potentially blackmail them. She most definitely has been keeping a record, and I guarantee that there are some instances where she has recordings. An indicator that she is capable of doing that has been found in this interview that Sam Kashner did right after the Vanity Fair article dropped.
That we would just talk about life and get to know each other a little bit better. And so we put away our tape recorders, you know. In fact, she's very kind of Andy Warhol about this. She likes to sort of tape record things, too, you know. This bitch!
It'd be interesting to know when Harry called Thomas Markle. Hopefully that detail comes out, as I understand that Tom Bower went down to Rosarito, Mexico, and spent 2 days with Thomas Markle talking to him. In the interview that I saw Tom Bower do with Piers Morgan, alluded to that Doria might be the one who has been the mastermind behind the monster that we see today. I don't know, guys. Make it make sense. Let me know what you think below. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.
It was such a fraud.